Mr. Chairman, Secretary Kennedy, thank you for being with us today. Appreciate the work that you have done in trying to raise awareness about making America healthy again, particularly as it relates to our dietary consumption, how food can be medicine, food can make us sick. You have raised a great deal of awareness, and when we talk about public education campaigns, I think you've done more to shine the light on things that average Americans can do to make themselves healthier than almost any secretary I can recall. So thank you for that service. I also have listened to a lot of the conversation today where somehow we think that spending more is somehow compassionate on every single thing. Like you have to spend more to do it, even though every single person in this Congress knows that they are spending borrowed money that our children will have to repay. $106,000, their share of the national debt when you're a child born into this nation right now. And everything that you can do to create savings and improve the quality of services that American taxpayers get from your agency, I commend you on it. I encourage you to do so. I want to give you the opportunity to share a couple points that you might want to share about how some of the work that you're doing in this budget is going to help people become healthier, generate some better outcomes for them, and savings that you think can be created that would not harm somebody's health, but actually preserve the fiscal future of this nation so that those children can grow up and have access to the American dream that we all had access to when we were born in this nation. So just share your thoughts.
And I appreciate you raising that about the debt issue, because the point I was making earlier was that there's no agency head that wants to reduce the size of their agency. I'd rather have as much money and power as I can possibly have. I recognize that President Trump and the OMB director have a larger duty and a larger vision, which is we're spending $2 trillion a year that we don't have, and we're billing our children. And that is a moral deficiency. Senator Sanders asked me about the morality of universal health. And there's a good moral argument for that, but there's also a moral argument. And when, we're spending $1 trillion a year just to service that debt, within 5 years, half of every dollar collected in taxes is going to go to servicing the debt. And within 10 years, it could be 100%. And then our kids are doomed. And that is the debt is a social determinant of health. We are trying to reverse that, and we're doing it in a way that's not just throwing more money at the problem. We're revising the GRAS standards. 20 years of Democrats have said, we need to revise the GRAS standards. I've done it in 100 days. We're getting rid of 9 petroleum-based synthetic dyes in our food. 20 years the Democrats have been saying we want to do this, and I've done that in 100 days. We're rewriting the dietary guidelines that President Biden gave us, 453 pages long, and it's just an industry-generated document, the same industry impulse that put Fruit Loops at the top of the food pyramid. We are creating a 4-page document that can be locally sourced so that will drive the school lunch program. We've called on and inspired governors and legislatures across the country to ask for exemptions to the SNAP program to get soda and candy off of SNAP. Is that a time?
No, you're good. Thank you for the work on SNAP, by the way, because getting unhealthy foods out of that program, if you're at the bottom quartile of income, you're almost twice as likely to be obese as you're at the top quartile.
And diabetic.
And it's costing people their productivity, their quality of life. It's costing the American taxpayer more money through Medicare, Medicaid, and other health services that we provide. And I just would say, we talked about kids. I want to give you a moment to just share a thought. In 2022, we had a shortage of infant formula. There's a look at children now about what they should have in that infant formula. You're doing that with the
operations
Operation
towards
Store. Yeah, exactly. Tell us a little bit about that, and just if you have a moment. Well, I'll just say, Mr. Chairman, thank you for doing that. How about that? There we go.